All right, how's it going, people? Sean Talks Wrestling. One take, one take. That's all you're gonna get is one take because it's late. So finally got finished watching NXT, and overall, passable show. Moved a couple of storylines along. I just skipped to the end, the last storyline. Grayson Waller, he's in the control room. This is at the end of the show after everything's done. The show's about to end. Grayson Waller, he's talking to the camera, talking to all the producers, and he calls out Shawn Michaels and says, 1v1 me on a talk show on the Grayson Waller effect at Roadblock. So, are they going to bring Shawn Michaels out of retirement to face Grayson Waller at Stand and Deliver? Never say never. Never say never when it comes to wrestling. So, back to the beginning, and let me see, make sure I go over the note. So, first match, it was Ilya Dragunov defeating Trick Williams. Um, you know what? This is really my first time seeing Trick Williams wrestle. I think he handled himself pretty well, but I didn't doubt for a second that Ilya Dragunov was going to win. He gets the win with that running European uppercut slash body block thing he does to Trick. And let's see. Oh yeah, JD McDonough was on commentary, pretty much setting up that match at are they gonna say that match between JD and L Dragunov for Stand and Deliver, or is that going to be Roadblock? Anyway, after that you had Tyler Bate coming out, and he like Tyler Bate, he was saying something about paths, and it was just really incoherent. Uh, Schism comes out, and they say that he's alone by himself, and he needs to join them or whatever. And out comes Chase University, and that leads to a match between the Dyad and Chase University. The Dyad end up winning because I forgot her name. The Rock's daughter goes over to Thea Hall, and Thea Hall's just completely terrified, and that leaves Andre Chase, Duke Hudson alone in the ring by himself to take on both members of the Dyad. The Dyad hit that double code breaker on Duke Hudson, get the pinfall victory. And after the match, Duke Hudson, he's yelling at Andre Chase and Thea Hall, telling Andre, hey, look, Thea Hall needs to grow up. She needs to stand on her own. Blah, blah, blah. Is the university or is this a charity? And like Thea Hall, like I always say this, Thea Hall's facial expressions really sell her character. She goes from like it's not my fault, it's not my fault, to it's my fault, and you really believe it in her face. Her face really sells her character so well. After that, moving past that, Ava Rain, that's her name, Ava Rain. So Hudson. Oh yeah. You had this segment. I'm gonna put both of the segments together. So you had Mako Satomura doing a training session with all of the women in NXT. Well, some women you haven't seen, and it's intense. It's like the wraps around the ring, the carrying the opponent. What's something else? 1,000 swats, like 1,000 swats. That's insane. And doing it every day or so. And then it cuts away, comes back. Mako and Rox Perez are training each other. First, Mako goes, he does the kicks, does the grappling. She's like throwing around Roxanne like a rag doll. And it gets to Roxanne, and Roxanne's doing the weak kicks. She can't grapple over on Mako. And you're thinking to yourself, Mako's an evil genius. She's basically getting a first-hand scouting report on her opponent. She knows her opponent can't really grapple well, can't throw strikes as hard as she can, and basically knows that she kind of has a gas tank limit that she can pretty much push. Uh, I like the story it told here. Will Roxanne be able to overcome Mako and her years of training, the hard hitting, the brutality that Mako brings in, the intensity? Can she overcome all this, even after seeing all the work that Mako puts in on a daily basis in training? Uh, Also, I will throw this in here. Zoe Stark, she's backstage and she's talking about Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka wants a match with her or whatever. Zoe just blows it off like, who cares? Who really cares? Why is Megan Satomura getting a title opportunity and I'm not? Um, and the interviewer was like, well, she's a legend. She held a championship. And she's like, F that. Which leads to next week going to be getting Zoe Stark taking on Mako Satomura. I'm 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 kind of rock hard for that match. I think that match is gonna be something out of this world. So anyway, after that, oh man, this was rough. You had JC Jane defeating. Well, I wouldn't say defeat. I think this was a squash match, but also a disqualification win for Indy. So Indy, I don't know what they're doing with Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell's getting the absolute piss kicked out of her. JC Jane sets him in the corner, does the kick, and I'm thinking, okay, well, that's a new finisher, pinfall. But then she sets her up again to go for the kick, and right as she's going for the second kick in the corner, out comes Gigi Dolan, flips around, double leg takeover, and starts beating up JC. She goes for the kick on the outside to JC. JC moves, and they keep fighting. So, well, I was gonna see this match at Roadblock. Uh, Maybe you might see that at Stand and Deliver. It's that kind of feud that probably needs like 2 matches at least. So anyway, moving on past that. Let's see, Hartwell. Oh, you had Drew Gulak backstage, and he's explaining why he left Hank Walker to join Charlie Dempsey. Basically, it's the whole thing you heard before. Charlie Dempsey's not intense enough. He's not a killer. He ain't got that dog in him. You gotta be able to snap people's bones, and Charlie Dempsey will. I mean, Hank Walker's a big dude. What can they do with him? They could. I don't know where Hank Walker came from. I don't know really his wrestling background. So I'm kind of interested to see how they play this whole Hank Walker thing. They just throw him away and they move on with Dempsey and Gulak running the tag team division as submission tacticians. Anyway, moving on past that. Oh, you had Gallus defeating the 2 black guys. I don't know their name, Blade and whatever. What was better at the end of the match was they had some cake dudes, not like that, real like cake makers. They get in the ring after Gallus gets the pin, and they're like, "Hey, this cake is to commemorate the 2-year anniversary of you guys losing the titles, the UK titles, to Pretty Deadly." They beat up the cake makers. Pretty Deadly comes out. They beat up Gallus and just throw them into the steel steps, and then they hit a modified spilt milk to Wolfgang on the steel steps. That look really brutal. Especially like the sound of him coming down those steel steps. So we're gonna get Pretty Deadly versus Gallus probably at Roadblock. From what we're seeing, I don't think there's gonna be other tag team thrown in. It's just gonna be those 2 tag teams. Moving on past that. Oh, that Dabba-Kato explaining why he attacked Apollo Crews, saying that, well, Apollo Crews came back here to NXT and he forgot about me. Like, I was the one that helped him win his IC title, helped him win at WrestleMania, but he didn't think to call me. He didn't think to help me out. So, I did what I did at Vengeance Day. Water. And after that, you had Von Wagner losing to the Don, Tony D'Angelo. So before this match, in the locker room, Robert Stone, he's talking to Von Wagner, he's like, Von, are you finally gonna let me help you? And we gonna get on the same page? And Von's like, well, I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. Tony D'Angelo comes in, he's like, I need a match with you tonight because you ruined my chances of becoming NXT North American champion because you stole my opportunity. And Stone's like, hey, don't take this match. I'm telling you, I'm your manager. Don't take the match. Who cares about this match? Tony D'Angelo and Stacks keep insulting Wagner, calling him a child, needs permission, all this stuff. And Van Wagner, against the advice of his manager, takes the match. Which leads to Von Wagner, he was having a good showing in the match, but Tony D'Angelo takes advantage of Von Wagner posing for himself, being distracted, hits him with a modified Uranagi slam. It was like a back body drop into a Uranagi type of thing. And after the match, Wagner's like, why didn't you help me? And Robert's like, I told you not to take the match. I told you not. You do this. Why you keep doing this? Get back into the ring. Tony D'Angelo talking to an interviewer, and she's asking, what's next? And he's like, well, we got a Dijak problem, and the only way I can figure to take care of Dijak is in the ring. And I think you said before that. Well, anyway, so he challenges Dijak at Roadblock to a jailhouse street fight. Oh, that's yeah. I'm down for that. Alberfire defeated Ivy Nile. I was just that's not even worth talking about. Nikita Lyons, she's on crutches, and she's talking about she doesn't know who hit her. And then comes a new resident blonde. I forgot her. Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany Stratton's like, I want to attack you because it's beneath me. You're bottom of the barrel. And then she tells her that the best thing would be is for her to be off of TV for 12 months, which is she's gonna be off TV for 12 months. So they got this whole Mr. Burns thing coming around with who attacked Nikita Lyons. To tell you the truth, I don't know, and I kind of don't care. Do I care? I don't care. I don't. I really don't. Then, Wesley says he's going to have another North American challenge. Main event. Bron Breakker defeats Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal looks like $1 million fucking bucks. The dude, he's 6 foot fucking tall, abs, all that. Match was solid. Bron Breakker won with like a raggedy ass spear. Like the spear was just so. It was almost like they said, "Okay, match is about to end. Hit the spear." Oh, it's now hit the worst spear you could ever think of in your life. He just like falls on him and gets the pinfall. See some highlights of the match. No, just I would say just a solid match. This was just a solid, okay match. Nothing really spectacular here. It wasn't really like a veteran challenging up and coming NXT here. It was more of just two wrestlers having a good match. A good safe television match. So it is what it is. Tomorrow, AEW Dynamite. The excitement is definitely going to pick up because of how that show is. But then again, this show, if you got 2 hours to kill and you just want to put something on, you can do far worse. You can do far worse than this show. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. If I can find the end button. So anyway, yeah.